Hey, welcome to the newest episode of the TerrorVision Home Video Podcast. How we all doing?
Hi.
Doing
Hi.
great. Thanks for asking, Ryan.
Hello. Doing good. How are you, Ryan?
I'm glad. Chloe, you just flew in. Are your arms tired?
Yeah, I'm good, but tired.
We got a lot to go over tonight, so we probably should jump right into it. Brad, you want to kick us off then?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor can guide us into that for maybe just a quick update for shipping of the recent titles so people are aware what's happening.
Yeah, I talked to Elena and Brandon earlier today, and everything is officially shipped, save for, I think it was 7 orders that have t-shirts, so that would be a few of the bundles. I think that was, I can't remember which title, doesn't matter, but pretty much 99.9% completely caught up from the last round of pre-orders. So I think we're in good shape. And I noticed on Instagram, people are the past like 5 or 6 days posting a lot of what they've received, which is always awesome to see. And we'll always repost that. But yeah, so it seems like people are getting them. And yeah, I think we're caught up.
Yeah, so still, things are still happening. So if you haven't received it yet, it's on its way.
Yeah.
And then, we've with the recent titles, people have started watching things already, so that's really cool. There's been some, great reviews on Nailgun Massacre. There's people are digging Old Kung Fu Master, which I was, very happy about. Papadopoulos is getting, lots of love, which I'm happy about because that was a huge project for us, and just getting it out there with all the extras, especially with Nailgun, getting all those extras together, and a lot of people kind of helped us as far as Synapse granting access to their old extras, and Rube Morgue for giving us an extra that was on their YouTube channel, and just things like that was kind of really, really nice. And then, Satanic. No one said anything about Satanic yet. I'm kind of curious, but yeah, there's I don't see any reviews just yet. So I want to hear it. Text us. Send us.
Text us.
Reviews.
Text us?
I mean, it's text. It's texting. I'm not saying a text per se, like a text. I don't have my cell phone number. If you do have my cell phone number and you're in here, then let me know what you think of Satanic.
Hey, we could do a TerrorVision text line.
Ooh, that is a terrible idea. We'll just leave it to this chat and stuff like that. John, you're always checking the YouTubes and Letterboxd. Have you seen anything that's glowing yet?
I saw it. Whether or not it's glowing, it sounded glowing, but I got to see who said it, but somebody wrote a memorable review of Nailgun, calling it a 1-star movie covered in that 5-star sauce. Which I think still resulted in a 5-star review. It didn't end up being like a 3.
Or it would just maybe be a 3, being it's 1 and then 5.
A strong 3.
2.5, yeah, strong 3. Yeah.
That was one that stuck out for me.
I think I'm gonna start using that.
That 5-star sauce.
5-star sauce. Yeah. But yeah, also, people have been picking up past titles, and I saw like a kind of influx in the jar a little bit, and people talking about that and understanding how your brain tries to work and try to figure things out. That's fun to watch people like minds melt. That happened at a few screenings last year. But yeah, the reviews have been great. We're happy to see films that have kind of been, underseen, stuff like, Game of Killers and Old Master and just all these other, just any of those things, just keep on getting love and new eyes. And, I know when we first announce things, people probably have no idea what they are, but they give them a chance, watch them. And I mean, I'd say like 90% of the time people do enjoy what we're putting out, which is a pretty high percentage to me. So it's very pleasing because it has to deal, just doing curation all my life. It's very living vicariously through people, seeing people watch things for the first time and enjoy them like you did is very gratifying. So I have a blast seeing that stuff. I'm very obsessive of reading reviews and seeing what you all say, even if you don't like it. I like hearing the difference of opinions. So anyways,
I know that we wanted to share some names on the reviews that we've appreciated seeing in the Discord. So I wanted to shout out Mike Bell and Brian, John Peters, who always shares his reviews, which are really well written. And there's a lot of people that have just literally been interacting with Brad saying he likes a movie, and they go check it out, and then they share a review that Brad was talking about. So it's
cool. Other movies. Yeah, I've been talking about other movies, and people have watched them. I forget what it was. Oh, Freeway.
It was Freeway, yeah.
Yeah, Freeway. I was talking up Freeway, and it's like, I mean, that movie is a riot. But yeah, it's cool to see, and it's it's all about building trust, and that's what we want.
What's up, Michael?
Here, I just watched your show, or your sharing the love. Look at that support. All right, so yeah, unless anybody has anything else to say about recent titles, the titles on Nail Gun were fun. Fun story on the subtitles of Nail Gun. Michael Keane did those titles, and he sent me like 1 minute of different scenes that he couldn't understand, and we were trying to figure it out together. And there's that one scene where the guy and the girl, they're like having sex up against a tree. And I have no idea what she says, and we just made it up. I forget what, like, it's such a mumble of words, and we just tried to make it, I guess, funny, but also tried to get it like accurate. I'm like, I don't know if she's saying spaghetti or but whatever. It's not spaghetti, but I think she said you get my motor like rumbling or something. And I was like, I don't really see a woman saying that, but that's maybe what she said. I have no idea. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. We really wish that we could do the soundtrack to Nail Gun. That would be that would be a dream, and we did try. We're still trying. We're not going to be done, but please, Walmart update.
He has posted like 10 times already. Are we getting any more titles into Walmart? Anything we can say?
10 times? I mean, Joey, we appreciate it. Yes, one soon. I'm thinking August. I guess August is the time, the date, but we're still trying to figure things out. But yes, there is another title for sure coming to Walmart.
Yep.
So, and yeah, I guess we can kind of jump into probably the biggest announcement that's not a movie title.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we've listened to a lot of people. We see all the time people discussing this, and we understand. And so we're trying something out. It's not going to stay forever. It's going to be for the month of starting tonight and the month of June. We're opening up free international shipping. And so what that means is that you have to meet a certain threshold and you will get your items for free. So it's $99 for US. It's $149 for Canada, and then $199 for everywhere else. So if you hit that threshold, you will get your items for shipping for free. Ryan,
Correct.
anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, the site is set up such that you have to enter a code. So if you're in the US, it's USA. If you're in Canada, it's Canada. And if you're anywhere else, it's ROW, rest of world. We'll put that, somewhere where you can.
Yeah, everything will be, once we kind of get everything down for the night, we'll have like a little facts page, and we'll have everything listed, so it'll be easy. And plus, you have a whole month to do it. And on top of that, there is a sale on the site on select items, and it's a lot of items. So with CDs, Blu-rays, records, a lot of stuff is on sale, and pretty good prices too. So it will be, you can add more stuff to meet that threshold. So yeah, there you go. And yeah, for the shipping, it's all USD. There you go. Who did that? Look at you on top of it. Yeah. So take advantage of that, and you have plenty of time. Like I said, it's for the month of June, and it's just a promo that we're running just to see how everything works. We have heard, obviously shipping sucks, and that's probably one of the biggest, most asked questions we get. Like, right. Do we ship this? Do we ship that? And it's always like, a crazy amount. So yeah, take advantage of that. Anything you'd like to add, Mr. Mayor?
Just that it applies to clubbers too for the month of June. So if you're an international subscriber, typically how shipping works with international subscribers is the first package is on us, and you can combine as much shit as you want into that first package. And then every package after that is on you, and you're invoiced according to the specific weight. But let's say you're on your fourth package or fifth package or whatever right now, we'll cover that cost for June, so that you're not, punished for being a clubber. So that's just another thing. Now, I don't know if you want to get into club stuff, but the club it's a very good time to join the club.
Yeah, I mean, we can, since we're talking about it. But yeah, if you're a national subscriber, you can load up on stuff from the wholesale portal. The Clubhouse, TerraVision Clubhouse is what we're calling it. So you can go to the Clubhouse and add whatever you want and get get that item or that package shipped at no charge once you hit that threshold.
And you got lots of the back catalog on sale, so load up now while you can.
Yeah, you can go to the website right now. Everything that's on there is on sale right now. I mean, there's records for $14.99, and movies for the standard $17.99, and stuff with slip for $19.99. So
great price.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk about the club, let's talk about the club. John, you want to talk about the club?
I do want to talk about the club. Sorry, I was looking at the website, looking at those sales. Yeah, absolutely. What can I say about the club that hasn't already been said? Yeah, I mean, I think today we were talking about a lot of kind of going through things that might be FAQs for people, and just sort of adding stuff that we would add to the description of the club, which is pretty good, but I feel like there's a few kind of questions or loopholes in there, and it's a growing part of TerraVision. So we were thinking about that. Somebody help me here. What did we get the ball rolling, and I'll
we'll let Chloe or Ryan do it.
Absolutely.
Ryan, you can do it.
Yeah, you created it.
I mean, it's nothing that we need to labor on about today, but over the next 30 days or so, you'll see a lot of more specific info. So it's not so vague, just tying things together. But the idea is that we're sort of rebranding what used to be called the wholesale portal to the clubhouse, which is just, I think Verrill invented that today.
Very true.
I think he was just kidding, and then Chloe drew a logo for it, and here we go.
Looks awesome.
Well,
But anyways,
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's cool because it can encompass more than what the wholesale portal has been up to this point, and I think that's kind of where you were going.
Yeah, I mean, since I started TerraVision, we've had a record club, and then a cassette club, and obviously now the video club. And the idea was that the wholesale portal, which is now the clubhouse, would be a place similar to our Discord where there's behind the scenes stuff and cool exclusives, but even stuff that doesn't end up on Discord. Just more direct to fan interaction, if you will. Even stuff like we talked about doing daily deals, which will never be daily because we're all too busy, but maybe like a weekly deal where I don't know. I don't have an idea, but
right. But it's stuff that will be exclusive to anybody that subs to any of those three things that we have. And you have to remember that, one, you get those titles automatically. You get them first. US gets, free shipping. And then also with that, you do have almost like a year-round sale of our previous titles that are available. So you can always take advantage of that. Everything's cheaper. And then also you do get first dibs. For example, when we did what it was like just earlier this year, we did some stuff that we just like had extra of, like the little creatures, and those sold out in the wholesale before they went live to everybody else.
Right.
And some of the like disc, the record variants too, those sold out before they hit the normal crowd or anybody that visits the site. So there are some things, and soon when we get, with kind of some slipcovers, that might be something where we find some from a previous convention, or, we have a limited amount. We could be offering that to the subscribers first before we let it loose to everybody else. So in the future, there will be more kind of exclusives to that before it's opened up to the floodgates. But there's also just items that are available on the clubhouse that will probably never cross over to. It's not going to be a movie or a record or anything, but there are some like T-shirts and pins and stuff like that that are only available on the club.
So the easiest case in point is when we offer up a bundle to the general public. We actually isolate those items from that bundle and offer them to clubbers. So you don't have to obviously buy a bundle. And it's at wholesale. So it's like between $12 and $15 for a shirt. So, so basically the point is we're making an effort over the next month to really make this clubhouse a cool thing for people that have been kind enough to give their money to our company and
trust us with random movies like you're going to get tonight.
Yeah.
So if you want access to the clubhouse, join the club. That's the big thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. And we have small tiers, like with even the cassette club to even the 10-tier Blu-ray club that you can join. And yeah, it's money, but you do get access to quite a bit.
And our love.
Oh, and our love. And now, I guess we can get into our first title, unless anybody else has anything else to say.
No.
Let's do it. First Graveface title.
It's the
Graveface title.
Huh?
The Graveface title for the month.
The Graveface title. So yeah, we have one Graveface title, and we're really happy with how River was received by people. I mean, people love the film. It's done really, really well for us. We're very happy because we're really excited about this label and what we're going to be doing with it. This title that we're going to unveil through the trailer first. This was this was done for a while. Like, we were going to release this like the middle of last year, but we I was a little hesitant, but then Ryan kind of set me over the edge of like, let's not do it on television, because he watched it and then realized like kind of the movie has a lot of meaning, and we love everything we release, obviously, because it's all curated and handpicked by us. But this movie didn't belong next to like Shrek or
I love that that's always your go-to.
fucking like I'm looking at like fucking Hell's Highway or like Dreamstalker. It almost like it almost would maybe do it a disservice.
That was my point.
Yeah, and it is a horror film in its own way, but it's a lot more than that. It has to do a lot with mental health and loss and grief, and it's a beautiful film, but it's also pretty fucking like scary at times, I think. So yeah, let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
Went to the farm. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
You can share with me anything you like, your experiences, your past, everything that you're feeling during all this.
난 언니가 알던 수진이 존재하지 않아. 나 변했거든.
Showing me a little more of what's going on up here is going to help us work through all this down here.
수진아 뭐해? 언니가 진짜 날 안다고 생각해? 괜찮아? 약 찾아? 수진아, 언니야.
Dawning.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
It's creepy, and beautiful art by Chloe, by the way. She teased this at the last not the episode before last or something.
Yep.
So yeah,
I love the cover art on that. Really, really nice.
Thank you.
yeah, and it does, and it means a lot, actually to even the movie, with when everything is unveiled, when you find out what's going on and kind of what the storyline is. But it's such a very impactful movie. It's got a lot of fucking scary sequences. I mean, if you are, like J-horror, if you like stuff that shadow people, that sort of thing, which I was kind of traumatized by when I was younger, and it with grief horror, it's always kind of tricky, because there's a lot of grief horror that's good, and there's a lot of grief horror that, like, there's a metaphor that sometimes doesn't catch, and it's like, oh, the monster doesn't exist, that sort of thing. Dawning does it in a very kind of artful way, but it also is pretty terrifying. And I love the movie. I watched it last year, and I was just kind of really, really blown away by it. And with this release, just like how the River release was. It comes with the Obi strip at the bottom, and it has some really cool, it's special features that were actually edited by Jack Perez, who is the director, who's an awesome person, by the way, an awesome collaborator. America's Deadliest Home Video and Some Guy Who Kills People. He's the director of those two movies. He actually edited these extras. So we have a making of Dawning, and then there's a second piece called More Light on Dawning, which just kind of like goes further into a little bit more more personal stories. And there's a lot of people in the doc too. We have the director, we have all of the 4 lead women in the film, as well as the composer, who the soundtrack and score in this fucking movie is like haunting as shit. He did such a goddamn good job. And then there's also some visual effects breakdown, because they made this during COVID, and they tried. There was very, very small crews. You can kind of see that in the making of. And there's some visual effects that are in the movie that you would never know that they're visual effects. And I was really kind of taken back by that. And then you also have the pre-visualization and feature comparison, which is kind of like how they storyboarded a lot of this stuff out, because everything was very calculated in how they made the movie. And it's very interesting for any upcoming filmmakers or filmmakers to kind of see the detail that went in, everything from the clothing that they're wearing to kind of showing the colors reflecting on the mood of the characters. It's really, really well thought out. And it's a slim, hard, like 70 minutes or something. And it just like, I mean, the first fucking 10 minutes of the movie, you're just like, look, man, this is bleak as fuck. And I love bleak movies. So, Chloe, what did you think of Dawning? And tell us a little bit about art and where you came up with that.
Yeah. I watched the movie because usually what I'll do is I'll watch the movie first and kind of make notes as I go. Sometimes doodle stuff. This one was actually kind of like tough because it was genuinely like, it's a genuinely unsettling movie, but it's really, really good and really well done. But at a point I was watching it on a YouTube window that big because I was like actually getting like freaked out. So it was like in the corner. I was like, yeah, no, it's really, really good. But yeah, the way I came up with it, I don't want to like ruin anything, obviously, but
yeah, because it is kind of spoiler free.
Yeah, like I don't want to. Yeah, I'm trying to avoid saying certain things, but yeah, I guess just trying to capture mental illness in horror is really, I think it's a really tough thing to do with film, and it's also it was tough for me to do in art, but also there was a lot to work with, so a lot of elements that I feel like, I don't know, came through. Hopefully
you nailed it.
Thank you.
Did. Yeah. When I saw the reveal in the podcast, that was my first time seeing it. I was like, holy shit. I was like, because the original art for this is not that great. And I was very happy with when we did the standard edition. We used it, but it wasn't Chloe. It was other Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I always forget his last name. McCardle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ryan McCardle does, the kind of the concept, kind of re-envisioning what already exists, and everything that was wrong with it, he fixed it. And I was like, that's great. Very, very happy about this release. I'm very pleased that we waited. We shot the extras. It's so funny because I get like monthly texts from Young, the director, and the girls. They're like, hey, when's it coming? Because they had such a blast making this movie, and they were so thrilled. They actually did their interviews together. They all traveled together, and they did them at one time, and they just like ate donuts and drank coffee while they watched each other do their interviews. It was kind of a super cute day. But yeah, I mean, they love the film, and yeah, it's fucking rad as shit. So definitely check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have your original art with you?
I do.
Want to do one? I mean, it's already on.
Yeah.
But
well, that's again supposed to be upside down. And it's intentional. Because yeah, I think that because I did make the choice to kind of to do it upside down for the final like composition, because it really is one of those movies that at a point you're wondering, like, there's a lot of reality bending, I think, in a way, because it's like, is it real or is it not? And so that was that choice.
It's a good one.
Donnie rules.
Yeah.
We had somebody say that it could fit in with the TerrorVision line. Mr. Mayor, why does this fit on the Graveface side?
I feel like Graveface is just full of mental illness. And wait, that wasn't the right answer.
I'll answer this after Ryan babbles.
I don't know. It's more art housey than it is horror to me. The horror elements.
Has meaning.
Yeah. The horror elements are scarier than most horror films, and yet it's still not a horror movie to me.
And I think when, again, without spoiling anything, when the end kind of makes a lot of the other stuff kind of makes sense, I think, where, you know, in a traditional horror movie, you're just kind of left with like monsters or like there was actually something happening. I don't know. There's just a lot of different. Again, more art house for sure.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, it's like I said, it's arty, but there's also a message to kind of convey in it. And again, it just felt kind of weird putting it with the other stuff on Terror. And it's not like every film is going to be like that with you know, that's on Graveface or something that's on TerrorVision. It's just, you know, whatever we feel, because you have to think that maybe with what you see just by a trailer, oh, that looks like it could be a TerrorVision title, sure. But we live each one of these movies, and everything that is picked is heavily curated by us and things that we truly love. So when it comes to justifying what label it goes onto, there's a lot of thought behind it. And that's the answer, is that that's what we want to see, and that's where it belongs.
Yeah. So. Also, there are no fucking rules, so whatever we want it to be on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there are no rules. It's just like, you know, just whatever we feel that it you know, what belongs on that. So yeah, I mean, it's a very exciting label. You know, we have, you know, Big Top Pee-wee is going to be on, you know, Graveface. So but again, that's, you know, a comedy. It's goofy, but it's a beautiful production. It's incredibly well made, and it fits for that. Because we also know all the films that are going to be on the Graveface line, so it's easier for us to pick things now, because we're not just like, it's not like we don't know the next title. We know the next 10 titles that are going to be on Graveface. So Dawning really fits in that mold. But we also want to hit early with kind of the genres that we're going to mix, because we don't want to give people the impression, you know, of that it's going to be a certain type of film, just those like genres. There's going to be multiple genres in Graveface, but it's more or less the you know, the vibe, the feeling, the look, the production value, every little factors into where that kind of goes. So
the vibe is key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So far, so classy.
Thanks,
How
David.
how long can we keep it up?
I have no idea. So yeah, and before we get into the newer TerrorVision announcements, how long ago? A month ago, we had something about a vault.
It's like 2 weeks
ago. Week or two ago, yeah.
2 weeks?
Hasn't been that long, Brad.
Yeah, no
Jeez,
more
it
than 2
feels
weeks.
like 3 months ago. So yeah, we teased at a vault, and we're gonna get into what that is. It's not like a huge like thing. A lot of people figured out that we're going, and it's going to be have to deal with reissues and whatnot. So the first thing that we had to reissue, which was sold out, was Santa Claus. So Santa Claus now is back in print as with the standard, but we also had some slips that we found. So the slip covers and the standard both sold out. But with kind of how we operate, we have convention copies, we have stuff that goes to wholesale, we have copies set aside for Diabolic and Orbit and all these other like mom and pop places that buy from us. So Amazon returns as well. So there is a very, very small limited amount of Santa Claus copies that are on the site right now, Ryan.
Yep.
Boom. And then standard again, we repress that, and the standard will be around for however long our license is. So you'll always be able to get the standard, but the slip is pretty limited this time because I think that's all we have or found or whatever it may be. So Santa Claus is back in print, and another one of our biggest selling titles was End of the Line. So End of the Line has been sold out for, I don't know, probably a couple months now or something like that.
Seems like it.
Yeah, that's been repressed. So those are in stock, and we also had some slips of that limited again. So you can pick up the slip covers of End of the Line.
174.
174 slips, and then that won't be the slip won't be back unless it's a new slip we design down the line.
Can I make a little comment about Amazon returns?
Yes.
Yeah.
They ship them back one at a time.
One at a time.
I didn't know that.
Hundreds of packages. One at a.
Well, I guess they're from different like warehouses or something.
No,
not always.
Anyways, go on. That's all.
Yeah.
And then the next standard edition that doesn't have any slips we had to repress. Another one of our biggest titles and probably our most asked about title is Dante's Inferno is now back in stock. So it's that will be in print for until it's not, I guess. I don't remember. But that is now available. Now the thing with the repress in Dante's Inferno is that it doesn't have the booklet, because the booklet is the limited edition part of that along with the slip. So there's no booklet. However, with Dante's Inferno, there's going to be a link with a QR code that takes you to a page that has the writing on it, so you can still read everything, but it just won't be in there. So just a heads up on that as well. But yeah, I mean, I think honestly we've had more emails and questions about Dante's Inferno than anything, because it sold out quickly in March. So yeah. And then we have our next repress. Actually, it's not really, because we already repressed it, but we have a new slipcover for a title, which I dig this, and we hope you do too. Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout. So we have a new slip for this, along with a bundle that will be available if you don't have the shirt or the pin. Or we also put out the soundtrack on cassette and vinyl, so those will be available. And if you have the slipcover with the title, but you do like slipcovers, you can get the slipcover by itself, just like you have been able to on WNUF and Love and Saucers. You can just buy the slip for Linnea Quigley's horror workout. And
Hey Ryan, can you toss that up?
throw it up there, baby.
It happened to be I was killing somebody with a big mallet, and I had to go up and down and up and down. And Ken Hall said, "Boy, horror is really a workout." And I said, "Yeah, it is. Being the queen of scream isn't as easy as it looks."
We said we were going to make the scariest exercise video ever made. I think actually Richard Simmons really holds that honor.
They said if you did nudity, you wouldn't be able to ever act again. Well, it's not true. You can. I can't wait to get home and get out of my clothes. Slumber Party Girls, zombies. He, of course, came up with the long shower scene in the beginning.
Already shot a scene the day before where a severed head goes flying into a toilet.
Gross.
He's a Santa Monica Boulevard boy, hanging out with the forces of joy. It's Santa Monica Boulevard boy.
So that new slip is Mark at Sadist, who did the new WNUF slip for us as well. Awesome new trailer, John.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good job, John.
That's what I did today.
You know, it's just Linnea's
Right
birthday
down to the wire.
today. So
Yeah, happy
celebrate
birthday,
with Linnea's birthday.
So
And there's a bundle available, right?
yep,
Yeah,
that's,
yeah. So the bundle is available. And yeah, you have you could pick the record or the cassette, and you get that shirt, pin. Is there anything else that I'm missing, Ryan, or is that it? In the movie, of course.
and the movie, of course.
Yeah. So yeah, and then again, you can pick up the just the slip if you want that. So that's yeah, we're happy about that. Linnea just had a birthday. I was just texting her today. And yeah, she's a wonderful person. I've worked with her like 10 times in my life, and each time is great. Better than Jane Fonda's workout video. Absolutely. And then next up, I hope people are very, very happy about. This was not a huge undertaking, but we wanted to. It's the same disc, but we wanted to polish it up a little bit. I mean, we'll just roll that beautiful bean footage, right?
How are you today? Get something for you?
You got that chainsaw movie?
Do you have any XXX films?
The rating, what is it?
Oh, it's probably written on there. R, probably for all the violence.
Oh, good. Okay, then I'll take it. The kids can watch it.
This town has a strange preoccupation with violence. I mean, we have a pretty good selection, but the only thing we seem to rent are gory horror movies.
So aren't you dying to see what's on this blank tape? I'm Eli, and this is my co-host Howard. And we're going to torture and kill you on network television.
Boy, those guys are really funny.
This is the best thing that appeared on cable since Fraggle Rock.
Do you know what this means? One of my club members is a psychotic killer, and we've got his tape.
And how are we going to dispose of tonight's guest, Eli? First, there's the straight-edge razor. Then, the scissors. And of course, there's that all-time favorite, the ice pick.
I hope this doesn't cost me an arm and a leg.
You really are one sick puppy, aren't you?
Well, that definitely wasn't a Hollywood epic.
Of course, it is disgusting. Disgusting is what we do.
Sexy.
It's a very good trailer, and that sound we have the soundtrack available too on the site, and yeah, that soundtrack is so good in the movie, and yeah, I love video violence. Now, with video violence, it is, like I said, it is the same disc. However, when TerraVision released video violence, I do see a comment in here, already got the OCN release. Just remember, that's not an OCN movie, that's a TerraVision movie. That was just who it was through. So with video violence, when we did that, kind of full disclosure, we were kind of already kind of going out the door as a partner label. And the release was a little, everything's fine. I mean, the transfer of the tapes, the discs are perfect. But the packaging we weren't very happy with because things were kind of rushed and it didn't look like there was any extras on the disc at all. And the discs were absolutely stacked. But when you if you pull out your the side loader and you pop off the slip, there's like 4 things on the back. And that's not what we wanted. It's a long story. I don't want to get into it. However, the new stuff with this is that there is a limited edition booklet that has pieces from everybody that we collaborate with and whatnot. The limited edition booklet has pieces written by Gary, Alexandra Heller Nicholas, and then Heather Drain. I left myself off of that, which is kind of funny. I wrote a piece too, but I don't fucking matter. These are the all-stars here. Fuck me. And then we have a commentary with Gary Cohen on the first film. That's a new commentary. Not new. The disc has not changed, so you don't have to worry. You're not missing anything. But there was a new commentary from Gary Cohen. There's an archival commentary that includes Gary, Mark Dolson, and Mark Kwiatek, who were the special effects dudes on the film. Art Neal, who is the star of the film. Paul Kay, David Christopher, and Yuki, all actors in the film. It's a fun commentary. It was done a while ago for the Camp Motion Pictures DVD, but that was all extras have been ported over, and we did shoot a lot of new stuff. So there's a new interview with Gary. There's an archival interview with Gary. New interview with Paige Price, who plays the first victim in the first movie. New interviews with Mark Dolson and Mark Kwiatek, are still really close friends. A bonus film, which is called The SOV That Wouldn't Die, which is something that Gary made just because of the legacy of video violence and kind of how it has never died, and he is still shocked how it's popular. And then there's a commentary for that movie of The SOV That Wouldn't Die. Well, we created new subtitles for the film. The special features on Video Violence 2 is new commentary from Gary, archival commentary from the same people from the first commentary, a new interview with Robert Amico, a new interview with Michael Mitchell Spirit, and of course, newly created subtitles for that. So with that release, the only the thing that you do get is the new slip and limited edition booklet. Those are the new things that are with that release. But the discs are exactly the same.
Heavily embossed.
Yeah, it's also an embossed cover. It looks rad. We wanted to use that original art just because it's too iconic, And
Right.
We're really happy with this release, and it's what we wanted. There's even misspellings. I mean, sometimes there's misspellings on our own titles because we don't catch it during proofing, but we were able to correct the name spelled incorrectly on the old one, and also expand on that release. So,
will these be available through Orbit and Diabolic and everybody else that carries our titles?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we don't choose that. Jesse and Orbit, they contact us, but they're pretty good about getting everything.
Everyone always, all those people always order, and
yeah,
I'm sure unless they didn't have success with this the last go round, they will probably stock it, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a limited edition with the slip, and was it 2000? We did 2,000 of those, the new slip.
Only 2,000. I mean, in general, there's not going to be a standard edition. This is it, 2,000, and then it's gone.
Yeah, it's like with the previous release, it was what, 3,000, and this is 2,000. I mean, this will probably stick around for a bit, so I think we'll be hanging on to Video Violence for a little bit, or not. Hopefully, it's super popular and you all want it. So
there is no option to just buy the slipcover because that wouldn't make sense. The last version was a side loader, so if it wasn't a side loader, we would sell just the slip, but that doesn't really apply to this release.
Yeah. And then Yeah, moving along. Before we get into some of the new announcements,
Can I say one
we-
tiny thing real quick?
Oh yeah,
about
I am so
video
sorry,
violence?
John. I am so sorry, David Lynch. Go ahead.
Brad, it's fine. I was gonna say our clue earlier, Rosebud. When a character dies and utters their last word, Rosebud. Of course, I'm sure a lot of people guessed we were talking about Video Violence 2, the exploitation, which I believe is what it's known from. So that's a good piece of trivia. If anybody asks you who said Rosebud,
Yeah, no one guessed. No one even said Citizen Kane. It was kind of impressive.
And the only other thing I wanted to say was I've been very excited to dip into some Graveface records when I'm cutting trailers. And if you like the song in the Video Violence trailer, which I really like and had a lot of fun making that trailer, that's a Marshmallow Ghost song. Ryan, are you a Marshmallow Ghost?
I composed that music, yes.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, John.
That's all.
Isn't there
you can get that on you can get that on the TerraVision site, right?
Yes, that's the triple LP. That's $40.
Good stuff.
And then there is a Video Violence bundle too, right?
I don't think we made that.
No. There's no bundle for Video Violence. Yeah, I mean, we discussed it, but then we just this stuff is on sale on the site too, and Video Violence has been out for a bit, so yeah.
Well, shop around. There's lots of Video Violence swag around, right?
Yeah, I'd like to answer the horror of it all's comment here. Please remind me how this works. If you're a TerraVision subscriber, do you automatically get a Graveface Blu-ray? Go to the wholesale portal, use the little drop-down box, and you can include it with your sub.
Yeah, and if you're a Graveface subscriber, you can do the same thing. You can opt in for whatever TerraVision titles you want.
The answers you seek are in the clubhouse always.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's all there. So, before we get into our new TerraVision titles, we have, a couple updates on a few things that we previously announced, and it was, we've been hard at work on so many things. It's kind of crazy, the stuff that's in the pipeline, and no joke, the big things that are coming, because we've been very fortunate to work with Gotham Photochemical, who does our scans and restorations and color. We do use another colorist from time to time, but Gotham has done incredible work since we've been with them with the jar and with Nail Gun Massacre, and just everything that we've done with film, and even some tape and digital stuff. They've been so wonderful. Jamie over there has helped us incredibly, and we're hard at work on a lot of stuff. And some of the titles that we've announced, like Gator Bait 1 and 2, which these are not being announced right now. Nothing's for pre-order. Let's just start off by that. We just want to give an update because it's been very time consuming with the material. So to be clear on Gator Bait 1 and 2, we found numerous reels for the films. We found some inner positive on the films. We found some film prints. We found a little bit alternate cut from time to time. Also trailers we have found. It was stowed away with just everything that Ferd had, was just kind of packed on a pallet and hasn't been touched for years. Like, when I say that, is like 50 years. Like, Gator Bait is almost 50 years old, right? It's like
The first one, yeah.
yeah, Gator Bait 2 is like 82 or 84, something like that. But yeah, for basically, let's just say 40 years, these movies haven't been touched because they've never made it to DVD, other than the self-release from the Sebastians on DVD, which were just VHS rips. And so these things have sat in canisters and haven't been opened in like literally 4 years. So it's been kind of a disaster because things weren't labeled properly. Things were just kind of thrown into canisters, because there was also film prints that they used, for the theatrical screenings, because the Sebastians kind of did their own. It was called four-walling back in the day. They would put up, the screen, show the movie for a week, and then tear it down and move on. And Bev and Ferd, the directors and producers of these movies, this is what they did, because they had a very strong hold on. They didn't trust anybody, because the movie industry is notorious for fucking every single person over. They didn't let that happen. So they literally did theatrical themselves. So when it was all said and done, they put all this stuff together and it went into a vault and hasn't been touched. So we've been when you work with film, you have to look at it, you have to clean it, then you have to take off the debris, you have to there's just so much shit that you have to do in order to even scan the film on a scanner. And even then, we have to make sure that we can use it for a Blu-ray, if it's possible to restore it. How much damage is there? How long is it going to take to repair? Is there actual physical repairs that they have to do versus repairs that will be digital? But that all said, after working on this for, I don't even know how long at this time. When did we first announce that we were doing Gator Bait?
August.
Jesus Christ. So we were working on it before that. Just a heads up. So I mean, it will probably be a full year that we've been getting the stuff together. I mean, we're working on all these different projects, so it's not like one project takes that long. It's that we have 50 projects in the works. So I'm happy to say that Gator Bait will be 4K UHD, and we will have new extras on the disc. We've done interviews with Bev. We've done interviews with Ben Sebastian, who's the one son who's in the films. Trey Loren, who's Tracy Sebastian, who is a little kid in Gator Bait, but then he's one of the leads in Gator Bait 2, which is kind of funny. And Mr. Ryan Verrill has a special thing that he has worked on.
Yeah.
You can unveil that.
In the last month, my collaborative partner and someone's favorite productions, Will Dodson, interviewed Joe Bob Briggs, and we're going to get an interview on both the disc for Gator Bait and Gator Bait 2. And if you want to hear more stories about that, some behind-the-scenes stuff, Will's going to be on my show on the Disconnected channel next Thursday. We'll talk about some of that, some of the silly stuff. The interview was filmed in Will's home, so we got a lot of interesting stories. We'll talk about that next Thursday night.
Yeah. So Gator Bait. If anybody has paid attention to kind of like either in the Discord or Twitter or whatever we've shared it on, of kind of the condition of these films, they have been basically soiled, and we're lucky that we were able to do Gotham. That's why Gotham's so great. Is it's a very meticulous job, and they have spent a lot of time on doing all of this. And these films were like pink, magenta. They were in really rough shape, but we're able to save them, and that's the cool part. And over the next few weeks, we'll be sharing some side-by-sides of what we were dealing with to what will be the final product. Probably the HDR won't kick in because even if you screen cap on an HD monitor, it's hard to see what HDR can do on a website because everything's compressed. It kind of sucks, but you'll get an idea of kind of the what we've done. And then we also have the original reel, the trailer to the first movie, which is pretty cool. And we will be that is actually getting scanned and restored itself. So we'll actually probably run that trailer first as another teaser, as we're still, putting together things for the film, and we still have to do. Between everything with packaging, extras, all that stuff, we're still working on everything, and the thing that we obviously with these past few announcements, with like stuff like Nail Gun and Poptopoulos, we don't really shy away from all the stuff that we do with extras. That's very important to us, and we want to capture all these stories. Gatorbait's kind of hard because there's so many people that have passed. Claudia Jennings died shortly after the movie was made. We're even lucky that Bev is still around. She's very, very old. Wish we could have got Ferg, but he passed away. There's also some EPK footage that we might have, and some older stuff that we have found that we might be able to include on that release. But we want to make it big and grand. And I think I saw a comment. Will second one be UHD? Yes, both will be UHD, and we're very, very excited. Unless something happens and unforeseen circumstances, which is always a possibility. But it's looking pretty good. So very, very excited about that.
All right. We ready for our next time?
Yeah, I'm just looking. No way didn't know Gotham did your stuff. Yeah, no, they actually have the ability to make 35 millimeter prints, which we have discussed with Jamie about doing stuff for the jar. I think it would be rad. We're close to them, and we don't really see us working with too many other people unless it's a studio or something like that. They're great. And then another quick update. Black Cobra we've confirmed that will be UHD as well. And we're very excited about it. The second one, I don't think it will be UHD, but the first one for sure. And yes, both UHDs and the Gatorbait 1 and 2 will be together. Absolutely. The second film is not as great as the first film. We realize that. So yeah. And then I had a couple people ask about Rocktober Blood. There's no film elements for Rocktober Blood. There's not. It never screened theatrically, even though people say it has. The Sebastians told me it did not, and they were the ones that did all the screenings for their own films. When they did that, the company went bankrupt that bought it out. They had the material, and then it was destroyed. However, we do have some good tape masters that we're using, and we will be going all out on the Rocktober Blood disc as far as extras. We have a lot of cool stuff. I'm talking to the guy that made the original mask. That mask was not made for the movie, by the way. It was made in general, and they used it. And mask has existed since the 70s, I think. But yeah, we've been talking to old friends of the Sebastians. The Sebastians have already done their interviews. We've been talking to multiple people from the film. So it will include probably a booklet with writing from a bunch of people. We're going to make it a deluxe release because we want it to be, I'm the one that broke the news of that old Blu-ray coming out back on the Screamcast. I had the exclusive for that. I was told it was going to be remastered. We are the ones that put up that pre-order. So I understand the frustration from people. Yes, it will look better than that, but it is still a tape master. But if you have our tape masters, such as Hollow Gate and those other things, you can see kind of the work that we do. And Gotham will help us with that. Linnea Quigley's horror workout, for example, is outstanding, and Gotham is the reason why it does that. So those are the updates of we've announced some other stuff. Those are all, anything that we announced still coming. It's just these things take some time, and we have a lot of things in the works. And it's a fucking bitch, but it's worth it.
All right. We ready for our next title?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Will die Tante Claudia doch nicht helfen? Ich habe sie noch gar nicht gefragt. Hallo? Hallo?
Simi,
Tante Claudia.
schön, dass du da bist. Vielleicht könnte ich dir doch beim Abnehmen helfen.
Bekomme ich was anderes?
Wir müssen deinen Körper mal entgiften. Ich hoffe, es stört dich nicht, dass du mit Philipp ein Zimmer teilen musst. Galt dich das auf? Der Philipp ist leider nicht ganz so gesund, Simi.
Kannst du bitte endlich dieses arme Tier erlösen?
Ist alles gut? Und jetzt essen wir.
That slip ended up
Bleak
great.
Movie. Family Dinner is it's one of those movies that it's so tense throughout the whole entire film. It's about this girl who spends her Easter with some distant family, and they're all skinny and fit, and they feel that her name's Simi needs to go on a diet. And the third act of this movie is incredible. It's what makes the movie, but it is incredibly well shot. It is absolutely beautiful. It's haunting. It's scary. It packs a huge punch. And yeah, I saw this at Fantastic Fest when it premiered here, and I was just kind of blown away by it. It gives such it has such a good mood to it. It's very dark and haunting. John, you could probably talk a little bit about this because you worked on the disc a little bit.
It's so classy, you'd think it's Graveface. First of all,
it is kind of a. We did talk about that. Is this could have been a Graveface title, but it didn't. It didn't make the cut.
Yeah. I don't want to throw around the G word around here, but it's really good. And I know we put out some stuff that's weird and that you watch for all sorts of reasons, but yeah, it's really well produced, acted, like you said. It's really intense.
That's a joke we had a couple weeks ago, is that we love every single thing that we put out. We do. But there are some films that are just, goofy. Family Dinner is a it's a good movie. It's actually like it's really well made, and it's good. Everything we do is good, but it's a different caliber of movie, and by God, it's fucking creepy and good, and I just love it, and it's got such great cinematography, and we did a really good job with the extras of getting everything together. So we have a commentary with Peter, the writer-director of the film, and then Nina and Alexander, who play Philip and Simi in the film. So the kids, that's really cool. And then there's a making of, which we flew all of us flew all the way to Austria to sit down and interview everybody. I'm kidding. But everything was shot in Austria. And the director and the producer partner, she has they have a great sense of what looks good, and some of even the interviews look good in this making of, like, and they shot the stills. We have a photo gallery. They shot the stills 35 millimeter slides. So the still gallery is actually pretty cool, because when they sent me the stills, I was like, did you guys shoot this like on fucking 35? Like, what the fuck? The movie's not shot on 35, but their production stills were. And it looks so good. And they did, they shot a lot of behind the scenes footage. How much stuff did we go through on that? Did you put the stills gallery together, right, John?
I did. They shot a lot of stuff.
Yeah, we had
and there's some video. It's like stills and
right
video, and it's just kind of like, it's all
it just jumps back and forth. Yeah, just kind of the making of, and you kind of see, like, I know it was like super fucking cold where they shot it. It's really good. You sent, let me fix that. Anything anybody would like to say about Family Dinner while I do something?
I got it, Fred. I got it.
Oh, you got it? I already did it.
This is a Screenbox title, right?
Correct. Yeah. So this is with our partnership with Screenbox. This is a Screenbox title. So I have a little Screenbox logo on the one side. But yeah, everything that we shot for this was new. And I'm really happy with kind of how this came out. Absolutely.
Would you call this movie like a folk horror? Do you feel like it falls into that?
It doesn't.
I feel like people who would like, who are into that would be into
completely agree. It has that vibe, but it's not folk horror, but it with between the cinematography and kind of the set design and the feel, it feels like that. Yeah, because it is out in the middle of the country, and most of your, the wooded area and stuff like that of how the film looks, and just the set, and the landscape. It does have that feel, and there's some really wonderful aerial shots in this movie. The whole opening credits are pretty rad. It's just it's a really, really good movie, and I hope people give it a chance.
All right.
There's some good cooking too.
Some good cooking.
You're gonna get
all right.
hungry.
And our what is that?
So you're gonna get hungry watching this movie.
I don't think you will. I mean, did you get hungry? You get that rabbit?
Yeah.
John.
So our next title that we're gonna unveil with the trailer. The fun story about this is I saw this movie when I was younger, picked it up at the video store, and I watched it, and I really liked it. And it was one of those movies that I just kind of forgot that it existed. Not in a bad way. I loved it. But it was just something that kind of left my mind. And we were approached by the director. And they were like, hey, I would love to reissue my movie, and this is what I want to do. And I was like, I remember reading it. I was like, it sounds so fucking familiar. I try to look it up on IMDb, and you have to go down through 30 titles in order to find it. I ended up typing the director's name, and I watched the trailer, and I'm like, everything came over me. I was like, oh my god, this fucking movie. Roll that trailer, baby.
On the scene, collecting evidence and what appears to be still another killing by this wild man.
This land been handed down from generation to generation.
Oh, so they just gave you the keys to the forest, huh? Kinda creepy.
Yeah, well, it's got that Hitchcocky feel to it.
You hear that?
Can we go now?
What is going on? Who did that to Helen?
A big fucking devil dog. All I know is it keeps dropping off body parts and bringing them to me.
You're telling me that we have some killer Cujo running around gnawing the neighborhood?
I know it sounds a little far-fetched, but it happened.
You crazy?
Not really. Except when I have a gun.
Come on, let's just get out of here.
Listen, you shithead. I can't take this. I can't take you like this.
The fact remains, another person has disappeared.
For the last few days, there's been even more body parts showing up around town.
What?
I don't know. It has something to do with the woods and that clearing and that grave.
We dug up.
To put it simply, this person was chewed to death.
We got blood, and we got some ribs. All we need now is some corn, and we got a barbecue.
In 7 months, I've got 11 missing persons. I'm stretched to the limit.
He's a killer. I just saw some fingers fall out of his bag.
God damn it, I said stop!
Oh, man. I'm gonna die in these woods, I know it. I didn't kill.
It's such a good trailer.
That trailer's so good, man. Is anybody out there? Yeah, In the Woods is a fucking riot, man. It's so fucking great. It does not shy away from the fucking monster. You see this fucking monster fumbling around. Like it's running, it's attacking people. There's multiple monsters. Spoiler alert. It is so. I mean, you can tell that by the trailer. But it's so sincerely made, you know. And Lynn Dryzek he created a cult movie without actually like trying. And it's so fucking great. It's so funny. It like I said, it is a monster fucking fest. There's so many shots of the monster and it fucking running around, and it's comical, but it's also like really fucking gnarly. The monster in this is so goddamn. I have one of the teeth from the monster. But anyways, yeah, it's really good. And plus, this disc is fucking stacked with, we have the original cut of the film. So if you saw that from 1999, which is the Brain Damage release back in the day, this was at a lot of video stores at the time. And it was just again, it's just kind of forgotten about, kind of like Hell's Highway that we also released. That was a former Brain Damage movie. But it has the original cut of the film, the alternate cut of the film, which is a brand new 2024 cut that Lynn did. It just tightens everything up, and there's actually some extended sequences that he wanted to do. There's a commentary for the original cut of the film, and there's also a commentary for the 2024 version of kind of why he made those choices and changes. There's the audition tapes from the actors. There's some behind the scenes making of. There's the news footage that's isolated that they shot for the film. There's 2 short films by Lynn, Spring Hill Jack and Diamond Dragon. Spring Hill Jack is rad as shit.
Wait, you can just put on the news like you're living in that world? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I can put on the news and the news will be like, there's a monster out there?
I actually have a funny story about that on a different movie. And then there's the theme song that's isolated. There's the teaser trailer, the trailer In the Woods 2 teaser trailer that Lynn's trying to get off the ground, and then we created newly created subtitles for both versions. So yeah, it's a stacked release. This movie is fucking great. It's fun. You'll laugh, and the acting is so sincere, and I love it so much because they are doing it. They are giving it all. And I fucking love this movie. I was so excited after I realized what it was. We immediately signed it literally the next day. It was 24 hours. We signed it. We were started on the extras, and it's probably the fastest because Lynn was so engaged with everything. It was when you have when you work with someone, a director like that is so excited and involved. We acquired this 3 months ago. It was just out because Lynn had everything ready for us. Now, sadly, it was shot on film, but with the distributor that Lynn had, everything was destroyed, and he was very heartbroken about that. But we did new transfers from the Beta SP, also from the alternate footage that was shot for the film that he used for the new cut. It looks great. I love that trailer, John. You did a very good job because the original trailer, no offense to Lynn, the original trailer is very weird because it doesn't go anywhere for 2 minutes. You have no idea what the movie is.
It's pretty dead. It's pretty dead in the water, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I was like, you have this great fucking monster that you don't really show. And there's a lot of cool shots in it. But yeah, I love this movie so much. So I highly recommend it.
Yes. No, I might be mental, but like of everything, and it's not to put anything down, but I want to watch In the Woods. It's
I'm showing the creature.
Yeah. I mean, I took
maybe.
screen caps of that because like I love this fucking monster, and they just show the shit out of it. They
do running full speed. Is there a guy in there?
Like no, yeah, it's a guy, dude. I don't know how the fuck. Like, I could be that. Maybe I could do those moves. I can do those moves. Is the new cut better for? Yes, it actually. I do agree that the new cut that Lynn did, because it does tighten up where the movie drags. And he didn't cut back on the monster. There's not more monster. It's just the same. It's a low budget movie. Everything they shot with the monster they probably used, because that was probably what cost the most to put somebody in a fucking suit like that. So yeah, nothing worse than a monster with no fucking monster. Absolutely, you don't have to worry about shit about this. You have fucking monsters ripping out spines. You have people being decapitated. I love that line where he's like, "It's leaving body parts at my door." It does. It does. Anybody out there? So yeah. All right. In the Woods. Please grab this movie. You won't be disappointed. It's so much fucking fun. Get some people over, have some beers and pizza or bagel bites.
It's a party movie.
It's a full-on party movie, and you will laugh your fucking ass off, and you'll love it. No offense to Lynn, you made a wonderful movie. It is great. It's funny. It's everything you want. It's everything you want in a horror film to have a good time.
All right. Well, next one then.
Oh yeah, next up. So this needs a long. I'll try not to make it too long. We are asking for everybody's help that is watching this live stream. You can answer these questions when people have it, because this might be a very confusing release for people. And we want to clear things up and make people understand. We are advertising this as a new scan of the original OCN of the 16 millimeter. That's what we're promoting it as. This is a new release of that movie. You'll understand when you see the trailer. We'll get into it. But yes, listening carefully. Listen very carefully. Roll that beautiful bean footage, baby.
Completely useless, and they're all rotten. How many times have I told you?
Holy sweet bejesus.
You guys are disgusting. Stop bothering us.
You just fucked with the wrong guy.
Surprise!
I bet you dollars to donuts that this is a cult killing.
Hello, Miss Psycho?
It's Sicko.
And killing all these kids and sacrificing their dorks to some kind of penis god.
Jackie, get the big scissors. We are talking about 35 murders of young men in the last 3 years, all in this area alone.
Look, Jackie, the only good man's a dead man. Yowza. That was not too cool.
So what are you doing with these?
Would you believe bird watching?
Wrong answer.
Oh, this chick's giving me a boner with a capital O.
What is wrong with you? You've really friggin' lost it this time.
Dude, that's nasty. A true sociopathic murderer can blend in with everyone.
That's reassuring.
You better not be shitting me or I'll beat you like a redheaded stepchild.
I'm her sister.
The only good man is a dead man. This movie is a fucking riot. I love when he's like, "Oh my God, you used the I'm getting a boner line."
with a capital O.
So, yes, if anybody's familiar with Psycho Sisters, Psycho Sisters had a release, not this version, okay, of the 1994 version. So the history of this movie is that it was originally made as a short film in 1993. And then Peter Josleone directed that, and then Peter Josleone remade or made a feature-length movie from the 1994 version, which was a wave production of Psycho Sisters. That movie was released by Saturn's Core. We are releasing the 1998 version of Psycho Sisters, which is a new scan from the 16 millimeter original camera negative and newly restored and released. However, everything that was on that release for Saturn's Core is on our release, but a lot more. So, with Psycho Sisters, we have the 1998 version. It's fully uncut. Like I said, a scan from the 16 millimeter original camera negative, 4K restoration. Now there are some inserts on the film from Beta SP to make the film complete, and those are in the 16 millimeter version. It's all one package. So fully uncut for the first time, I believe, ever in HD. There's also the 1993 short film that Peter made. There's the 1994 version of the feature of the wave production. There are 3 afterwards from Peter from 1995, 1998, and a new one from 2024. There are Psycho Sisters behind the scenes on video because they had a VHS camera that they were shooting the extras on, but they also shot on film behind the scenes. I'm 100% sure that those have also been restored. There's so much going on in this film, I kind of forget. But those have been restored. So the behind the scenes on film, there's also deleted scenes that are in standard definition. There's this really cool hour-length Meadowlands Showcase Halloween takeover from 1989. That is basically a TV show of all this different. It's WNUF-ish sort of thing. It's like a broadcast of stuff going around Halloween. It's really, really fun. It's made by Michael Razzo, who was original distributor of the film, who also did this restoration. So if you think the Santa Claus restoration was great, that's who did that that scan and restoration with Michael Razzo and Paige. That was a wonderful job that they did. This is just as good, if not better, because this movie is fucking insanely good. There's dick mutilation, face ripping off. It's great. There's a music video that has been remastered. There's Psycho Sisters interviews from the original screening at the Chiller Theater back in the 90s. There's an uncut opening. There's a teaser trailer. There's the remastered trailer. There is the shopping carts on the Meadowlands Showcase Expert, which is part of the piece that they do in the Halloween Takeover. It's by itself. There's also the short film of the day the shopping carts came to life. Short film of The Lost Child, Splatter Chatter video magazine, 60 minutes. So basically kind of like how Full Moon used to do their stuff of like these are our releases. They kind of do something similar with the Splatter Chatter, which kind of goes into more of those wave movies and movies around that time. It's kind of like one of those video magazines. And then newly created subtitles for the 94 version and the 98 version. So literally, I don't know what else to do on our releases that we have these steps. It's so much goddamn work, you have no idea. But this is literally the most deluxe release you can have for this. And we are promoting it as the 16 millimeter 1998 version. So it is everything that Saturn's Core released, but a lot more. So yes, we're very, very happy with this. This took a while to kind of put together, and also QC because there's just like way too much shit on this movie. But yeah, it's they're both also very different from the 94 and the 98 version. The 94 was that kind of wave production, so it's a little bit grimier, grittier. The acting's a little stilted, but it also has all those like fucking wonderful cameos from people from those wave productions and like Tina Kraus and stuff like that. The 98 version is pretty well made. The acting is great. The gore is insane. And it's full of one-liners, and the girls are fantastic. They really sell you on being psychotic. And it's fun as shit. I love psych. I prefer the 98 version just because it is campier. It's fun. So like, I love it. And yeah, we have that bundle that you can get for all the we have all the bundles. So we have the Blu-ray bundle for TerraVision, which is Psycho Sisters Family Dinner in the Woods, or you can pick up the TerraVision Graveface bundle, which is those 3 titles plus Dawning. And then if you're kind of newer to TerraVision and you don't have horror workout or video violence, there's a bundle for that, which is everything that we've announced tonight aside from End of the Line, and because those are just reissues of nothing new with slips. And yeah, that's it.
Well,
that's our,
except for the other bundle.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Yeah, we did a shot on video starter pack. 10 chosen by Brad and myself, shot on video titles for $185. So
yeah, it's a hell of a deal. Is that already live, or is that?
Yeah, baby.
I'm trying to bring it up. I'm refreshing like crazy.
It has the camera on it. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
Dante's Inferno. So yeah, it's we're huge fans of SOV, and we understand that people don't really gravitate towards it because it has a look that people it's just the camera. That's kind of funny. That's actually just to get into it, that's a Beta SP camera, because there's a common misconception that shot on video is shot on just your family video camera, and that's not the case. There are movies that are done like that, like Cannibal Campout and Wood Chipper Massacre are shot on just retail, consumer home video cameras, but most shot on video movies were shot on Beta.
Well, he was trying to keep the budget of Wood Chipper, I think, under $500.
Yeah,
$100.
So yeah, the tapes are much different. We're not talking about like just regular VHS tapes. These are huge. They're big and bulky, and the quality is like 10 times better than a regular VHS tape. So it still has the aesthetic, because a lot of this stuff was edited on actual VHS sometimes. So yeah, in the bundle you'll get Captives, Dreamstalker, Wood Chipper Massacre, Copperhead, Attack of the Killer Refrigerator, Shrek, Lost in the 80s, America's Deadliest Home Video, Cannibal Campout, and Hell's Highway. So yeah, it's what we love, and we want people to give things a chance, because sometimes I think they're just a little apprehensive because of the look. But some of these movies are really, really well made, especially fucking Hell's Highway. Hell's Highway is so goddamn good. You forget that it's shot on video. And I really just wish that people would give give everything a chance, but especially Hell's Highway. America's Deadliest Home Video is probably our most slept on title. And this is one of the movies that predates, any of the found footage aspect. It'd be like, well, isn't, shot video found footage anyway? No, not necessarily. But America's Deadliest Home Video predates, Blair Witch Project and all that stuff. So Last Broadcast even. And yeah, it's just something not to be slept on. So hopefully people take advantage of this, because it's a cool bundle of films, and we hope that you like.
What do you think is the most endearing shot on video title of that group?
Um,
I'm looking at 3 nominees for me.
I mean, it would probably be Shrek, Wood Chipper
Mhm.
Master, and I mean, maybe Hell's Highway, just because of how the production was with that, with all the cast and crew.
I'm thinking of
maybe Copper.
some of the Zazo,
Oh, I mean, yeah, Zazo too. Yeah, because it's
because
all
they're
home
just
videos
like
mainly.
little kids playing adults sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a. I mean, most of them are, because they are made with friends, by friends, with family. You know, it's very few that are like actual movie like productions, like with, even though it's shot on video. These are like homemade movies, you know, for the most part. And yeah,
I agree with
they
you
have
on Hell's Highway, though. Actually, I wouldn't have, having seen it, I wouldn't have even thought of it that way. I haven't been thinking of it that way. It looked.
Yeah, I mean, it has like the reason why I think it's why it's like that is because between Jeff Leroy working so close with PB Dollar through the years, and just that kind of cast and how much fun they had together, and knowing that story, you know, putting those extras together for that movie, you understand kind of like how much fun they had. And when you rewatch the movie, it kind of amplifies that a little bit. Plus, the movie's insane. It's literally like fucking insane. Like, probably our craziest movie. It's just that it's not. You just have to watch it to get it, you know, to consume it all. So, but that's all I got.
Q&A time.
What is that?
Q&A time.
Yeah, I mean, was there anything that, I mean, we tried answering some of this stuff as we went. Ryan, you're better at this than I am. Was there anything that we didn't like really address?
No, I've tried to highlight all the important questions so far. But if people have anything random at the end here, throw them out there. We got 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll just give it like 3-4 minutes of any questions that we are able to answer. I'm scrolling through just to make sure.
Chloe, we got a question earlier of who has the highest score on the Creature from the Black Lagoon pinball.
It's definitely not me. Probably Ryan. Is that you?
No, there's this one kid. Also, another Ryan. Actually, it's free play, so he's in there fucking constantly, and I don't know what he does for a living that affords him the ability to be in my store all day, every day, getting the high score. But
yeah,
he's the highest score. He's the highest score on my Halloween pinball. He's the pretty much all my pinball machines. So
good to know.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, I'm not definitely not me.
The bundles are not bundles are not shipping right now. They will ship soon. They will are we good to say that they will ship this month?
I mean, we're in May. We're in May, so no.
No, it's true. So June. Yeah, I mean, everything is pretty much like on its way to us. So we imagine it will. But we're, you know, it's just a pre-order for right now, but they will ship soon. So the one thing to know that for the bundles, if you are taking a part of the international subscribers or international orders, if you order anything that that has just been announced, any of those new titles, your order will ship immediately. But if it has any of these, you know, anything that we announced tonight on the show, it won't ship until those are in. So yeah, but yeah,
we're working on like when we do these announcements, it's usually 3 weeks, pretty much to the day after the announcement that we start shipping. So I think that's what we've been in the past few months, and that seems to be working out great. So,
is there a place where we could suggest titles? No, not really. We don't really do that. You can always shoot something over, but we already have kind of what we want to do. Most of the stuff that people ask, it's already on our radar or unavailable. Every once in a while, someone will suggest something that I need to watch. I know that American Astronaut was one that I didn't know, and someone suggested that, and I watched it and I loved it. And let's see if there's any more that I can add. Do you have an update on Return of the Living Dead 2, Ryan, at all?
No.
Do we have any ideas? No. I think we get asked that. You get asked that a lot anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we chose to do a lenticular cover with what was it, like 6 points of movement,
Mhm.
and that has been in motion, no pun, since maybe August or September of last year. So not only is it wildly expensive, but the tests on it aren't quite what we were hoping for. I think it will be out in the next probably 2 months, but it's been, usually when you do a lenticular cover, it's two points of motion, and that's standard. Of course, I couldn't just do that, so it's been awful.
What is number 31 like in the catalog? Papatopoulos, I think.
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
I always carry number 31 with me. You're right.
McPherson tape. I mean, the remake is so much better, but no, it's a studio movie. But yeah.
Probably it. Then. Brad, you want to run down everything that we announced quickly for people?
Oh
that weren't
God!
here
Again, I gotta I forget everything as soon as we announce it. So yeah, our new Graveface title is dawning. Everything is highly recommended. We did a reissue of Santa Claus. There's a limited number of slipcovers for that. End of the Line got a reissue. We did have 144 slips left of that from conventions and whatnot, so that's available. Standard will be around for a while, but those slips won't be around forever. We did the reissue of Dante's Inferno. It doesn't come with the booklet, but everything is intact. We have the Shot on Video starter pack, which is a really killer deal. We have the new slip for Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout, same disc as before, and the Horror Workout bundle if you want, to get the pin, shirt, and or LP or cassette. The reissue of Video Violence 1 and 2, which will have the slip cover that's embossed. Oh, the Linnea Quigley's Horror Workout is embossed too, right, Ryan?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a new full emboss. Video Violence 1 and 2. It's it has the 1 and 2 on the spine. Flip it over, it's Video Violence 2 on the other side. Same discs as when we released it before. However, it's corrected kind of on the back of all the extras that we did for it, but it also comes with a booklet with photo. Forgot to mention, there's new unearthed photos in that booklet. That Gary supplied, writing from Gary, Heather Drain, Alexandra Heller Nichols, and then also myself. We have Family Dinner, which is a great movie. In the Woods, which I've already rambled on about. Psycho Sisters. And then we have the bundles, of course. And most important, are all 10 from the SOV bundle coming with slips? Yes. And then the other big thing with that we announced early on is that we are having free international shipping. So we have that threshold that you have to hit. US is $99. Canada is $149, and everywhere else is $199. Once you hit that threshold, you can get free shipping. And then there's also on the site, there's numerous things that are on sale, quite a bit, from the movies to the LPs to CDs. So take advantage of that. The sale and the international shipping thing will last for the month of June. So it starts today into the month of June. And if you are already a subscriber that is overseas, out of the country, anywhere else but the U.S., you can take advantage of getting that free shipping, and you can load up on previous stuff, and we'll ship out your package on our dime. So,
I think that's pretty good in summation. Pretty good job, Brad.
Yeah. In an hour and 45 minutes too. I mean, this is like the most that we've had to say, but we're being professionals here.
I don't know
Chloe
about that.
giggled. I heard Chloe giggle. I know that giggle when I hear it. It just keeps happening.
Any final questions? Anything?
Anything else to say, John, Ryan, Chloe?
No.
I think we covered a lot.
Go find some of those deals, load up, get some free shipping.
Yeah.
Yep. And check out the Clubhouse this month.
The
It's going to be
Clubhouse of Horror.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse
All right.
Horror. Well, we can't use that's a Simpsons thing. We can't use it. Well, I mean, we could use it.
That's a
but-
treehouse.
Treehouse, dude.
Treehouse.
Clubhouse. Yeah. You can't.
Oh,
Clubhouse of Horror. It is. Sorry, Ryan.
Oh, and Jack
Thanks.
did mention right there the Discord server. So we have our own Discord server, which we answer questions and appropriate questions. What's your favorite type of hat? That's a pretty funny ass question. But the link for Discord, if you follow us on social media, we'll post it there. It's on Reddit. We've posted it numerous times. Ryan, can you post it like in the something? Like
I
the
don't think
comments?
I can unless you make me admin or moderator in the.
Oh, I got you. We'll do that. But yeah, the Discord's there. There's multiple categories, and we bullshit, and you also get kind of exclusives, and we'll do a little bit behind the scenes sometimes on there that no one else sees. So yeah, join that, and you'll be constantly updated from that. Probably more so than other social media.
Also, one thing that we don't push enough, I know you're here watching this, but subscribe if you haven't to the YouTube. Make sure that you are getting notifications for all the stuff. We're going to be putting more and more trailers out. John's doing a killer job of getting some great hype videos for some of our releases. And yeah, speaking of that, I guess we could leave with replaying one of our favorite trailers from the night. Anybody else want to say anything before we?
I want to thank you, Ryan, for doing 2 podcasts back to back, my man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
With just like a 1-minute pee break in there, and that was it. Thank you so much for doing that. That means a lot.
I was afraid to ask you because I was like, shit, Thursday. I was like, I completely forget sometimes that you have that weekly show. And I was like, oh my God.
If there's anybody who's here who somehow is not subscribed to the Disconnected, you need to go there.
Thanks, Joe.
Subscribe to this man's channel, especially if you want double the podcasts you do this every Thursday?
Every single Thursday.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you have a Patreon?
I do.
Plug it, man.
Thanks,
Plug it.
everybody. Patreon.com/disconnected. If I put out a physical media magazine that you can get if you sign up at a certain tier. I put out some of our special feature work. I've got a Discord of my own that's super active. Check it out. We'd love to have you.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
All right. We'll
Thanks
play
for
another
watching.
trailer. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks
for hanging out. Go check out the Clubhouse.
They're on the scene collecting evidence and what appears to be still another killing by this wild man.
This land been handed down from generation to generation.
Oh, so they just gave you the keys to the forest, huh? Kinda creepy.
Yeah, well, it's got that Hitchcocky feel to it.
You hear that?
Can we go now?
What is going on? Who did that to Helen?
A big fucking devil dog. And all I know is it keeps dropping off body parts and bringing them to me.
You're telling me that we have some killer Cujo running around gnawing the neighborhood?
I know it sounds a little far-fetched, but it happened.
You crazy?
Not really. Except when I have a gun.
Come on, let's just get out of here.
Listen, you shithead. I can't take this. I can't take you like this.
The fact remains, another person has disappeared.
For the last few days, there's been even more body parts showing up around town.
What?
I don't know. It has something to do with the woods and that clearing and that grave we dug up.
To put it simply, this person was chewed to death.
We got blood, and we got some ribs. All we need now is some corn and we got a barbecue.
In 7 months, I've got 11 missing persons. I'm stretched to the limit.
He's a killer. I just saw some fingers fall out of his bag.
God damn it, I said stop!
Oh, man. I'm gonna die in these woods, I know it. I didn't kill it. I just pissed it off.